Richard has sent me a message. Bought PS Vita. So thought back to memories. Had a PS Vita in the past, and out of nowhere, Argos was doing an offer. So hence, we are now both proud owners of the PS Vita. And we have to say at the moment, if you can get it on the Argos offer, oh my god, it's amazing.
You have the 3G version. Your one's better than mine.
Yet to put the SIM card in.
Really?
My first experience of the PS Vita, I bought one when it first came out, a couple months after it first came out, just to play the Uncharted game. Was absolutely blown away, but I am useless at handholds. I've got to admit, I struggled. I managed to finish Uncharted and sold the Vita because it's just worth too much.
Same here. I mean, I bought one, but at that time I didn't have an internet connection, so pretty much every single game was bought on cartridge, and that was it really.
Yeah.
But now, I'm quite liking it, even though it is a Sony product. I'm really quite liking it. We're both going through. Well, you finished Killzone.
Finished Killzone today.
I'm going through it at the moment.
And I have to admit, it's fantastic. Personal review of Killzone. I wouldn't do a whole video on it, but really good. It does show off what the PS Vita can do, but it does also suffer from the fact that it is a handheld. When you're getting shot at, try and look around you. You can see them if you're quick enough. The analogues are too small, and I find the Vita uncomfortable to hold. But in my opinion, I would say the PS Vita is a fantastic machine. If you get a Sony machine, any form of Sony, the one thing which is a must is a PlayStation Plus.
Yeah, I mean, the thing I'm missing on the Vita though, for me, is being a handheld, is Netflix. We've got YouTube, Internet Explorer, no Netflix.
Yeah, I looked in the app talking to you.
No, really disappointed. I mean, it'd be nice if I could stream some films to it, obviously. But
PS Plus, I cannot praise PS Plus more than ever. The free games you get fantastic. I picked it up last week, and I knew I was running close to missing this month's free games, and I just weighed it up in my head. Decided to get a 90-day. It wasn't cheap. It was sort of average price. But the games you get is fantastic. I managed to pick up Street Fighter X, Tekken, and 3 or 4 top games. And
Uncharted was in one of them.
Yeah, Uncharted as well. Gravity Games, Touch My Katamari,
which I love Katamari.
Jack and Daxter trilogy, whatever it's called. Yeah, all for the grand price of a 90-day trial. Thoughts on the machine?
I'm absolutely loving it. Actually, means when I'm waiting around for certain people, I can play. I can put films on the memory card, see how much films.
Download it from Viewporn.
I've not tried that one yet. Yeah. Obviously, I bought the Assassin's Creed. You've got.
I must apologise for the shaky cam, but it's very difficult to shoot the footage on the Vita. It's got another loading screen, is it?
Got the 3G model.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure about the 3G model. I don't see the point.
All they've added, the 3G model is the exact same as that, but that you've got GPS, full-on sat navigation, and you've got data allowance via 3G. Vodafone, basically, you have to top up your credit, 250 megabytes, blah blah blah. It's ridiculously expensive. Just sit by Wi-Fi. It's not doing it. 4G is now the common in England. It's coming everywhere. There's not much point, to be honest with it, unless you're going to use it as a sat nav. I would just recommend Wi-Fi because you get everything you need from Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I mean, my Wi-Fi download a game. Oh, the other thing that I discovered is that using the content manager, you can actually download your games, transfer them onto your PC, so that you can just quickly upload.
And your PlayStation 3.
Well, I don't have a PlayStation 3, so you can.
Yeah. The first thing I bought for mine, because I'm a bit of a fusspot, is screen covers for the front and back. Whilst not put on perfectly, it's protected. The first feel of the machine, I got it. I mean, so I had it before. It was just to play one game, so I knew I was selling it all along. Now I've got it. It's in the collection to stay in the collection, and I have to say that you have to have it resting on your hands to feel comfortable. If you try and hold it in any direction, no matter what you do, if you try and hold it, I just find getting cramps. But resting in your hand, fantastic play. Analogs, relatively good. Buttons, adversely tiny, and D-pad adversely tiny, but you just really get used to it. And of course the lovely touchscreen on the back, which works absolutely fantastic.
A little deviance. Played that with little deviance actually. That's pretty cool.
We've got the little slot here on the top, which is where the game goes. And then we got a slot there, which is some sort of data lead.
Yeah.
As we can see, got the volume buttons, power buttons, some machine, plug-in cable, and just a charger. Start select button. All good, all good. Overall feel, the one thing I will say you have to give Sony is the quality in your hands is next to none. When you touch this, you know you're holding something that is durable. As the first day I had it, I knocked it off my desk and smashed it on the floor, and it's not made any difference whatsoever.
Yeah, I mean, what you want to do is get the older model, one of the first models that come out, because the new ones they're releasing soon. These are OLED screens, which have better contrast, better colours. The new ones are LCD, which are not going to offer the same kind of blacks and the same kind of colour contrast. So OLED is supposed to be the next format, especially for televisions. I mean, beautiful to play. Yeah, I mean, fantastic. I can still watch a film on this without straining my eye too much.
Yeah, I find one thing personally is a must is space. Now we know the new PlayStation Vita coming out actually has a little bit of onboard memory. I think it's 4 gigabytes, and let's be honest, it's just not good enough. I bought mine with an 8 gigabyte memory card, and I really must have over space. I popped out. Argos once again doing a fantastic offer on a 32 gigabyte model. So I sold my 8 gigabyte one, got a 32 gigabyte model. Popped it in. Downloaded all the free stuff, and I think I've got about a gigabyte left. Sorry if I'm saying megabytes. Everything is smooth, everything is quality, and Tony's probably having a heart attack that I'm praising something by Sony up behind the camera, right?
Loads of us, isn't it? I mean, I'm running this Little Big Planet, and it's actually awesome on this.
I mean, my personal problem is it doesn't run UMDs. If it had some kind of add-on to run UMDs, I'd own one.
The thing is though, most of the stuff you can download, for the PSP stuff you can
actually,
download.
no, the selection's actually very small.
There's lots missing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, for the run-of-the-mill everyday person, that's...
Yeah.
I mean, there was a game that I wanted up in M&M Games when we went up there, and it featured the Slipknot characters. Obviously, not listed on the PlayStation Store. Gutted. I did.
I'm a massive fan of the PlayStation P. I am a massive fan of the PSP, and naturally the step up is phenomenal. I still find going back to my PSP, I still find my PSP more comfortable to hold naturally. Purchased, just playing the PSP game to Castlevania the other day on the toilet as you do, and I just noticed that there's something so more comfortable about holding the PSP. I've got the 2001 model, but at the same time, there's nothing negative to say about this machine other than, you know, the format it holds, no Netflix, and the lack of UMD support. I mean, you would have thought there would have been a way to officiate your PSP collection that you've got so you can play it on the machine, because every game is playable, you know, it's all via, I think it's emulator.
Yeah.
Can't praise it enough. With my machine, I decided, with the machine package I got, I managed to get Virtua Fighter.
Now that would be cool.
Very cool. With my package I got, I managed to get Virtua Tennis 4 and Killzone. Just finished playing through Killzone.
Nice flying. Now let's get inside.
Just play it if you want forward shoot.
Shame no one told intelligence about these ARC cannons. As usual, we get to clean up the ISA's mess. Still, as long as the paycheck's there. And now you don't have to split it with Corel.
It's a must if you're a PlayStation fan. If you're a a Killzone fan, it's a must. It's a typical Killzone game. No matter how many times you shoot the Hellghast, they go down eventually. They really do. From start to finish, it's a 3 hours 20 minutes. I finished a single player campaign in. Thoroughly, once I was into it, it was fine. The initial first step of getting past the first couple of levels is like, it's more of a problem with me in the handhelds. Is am I going to get used to the handheld? Am I going to play? Am I going to be able to get into it? But once I hit that third level, that was it. Couldn't turn it off. That is unless someone was trying to do a chat with me about bloody pre-ordering COD.
Who was that?
Yeah.
Yeah. That is the only downfall about this machine. Is it's great that you can chat to each other on it.
Yeah.
No problem, but
party chat. Yes, party chat on the PS Vita.
Which is really cool. But the problem is though, we were chatting away the other day, and I decided to play. It was a little Big Planet, and just went off. And we couldn't talk. So
there is no in-game party chat that we know of. It's direct party. And another thing that I find really irritating is you've got party chat, and on the front of the PSP you've got a lovely in-facing camera, Wi-Fi, party chat, camera. Yes, please, let's have some of it. No, speech only. And that, hopefully they will change that in the future, because at the end of the day, if you're doing party chat, and you've got a camera there, there's surely no difficulties to hook it up. That being said,
we don't want to see your ugly face. We just want to talk to you.
Yeah.
We don't actually see what you're doing. We just kind of just want to talk to you.
That's why I'm scared about having Skype on the Xbox One. It comes on one day.
Virtual Tennis 4. I don't think I'll be owning this, so no footage of that.
That's a $5 at the moment. If you want to sell it, let me know.
No, it's Sega, it's going on my shelf. It's not the same with your game,
yeah? Yeah, I've bought a lot of download games actually, which is strange for me. My favourite one at the moment is Escape. What's it called? I forgot now. I have to switch the machine on to have a look. Do excuse me. There we go. Escape Plan, sorry. Escape Plan is one of my favourite games at the moment. It's quite an old game. It's black and white, but it's pretty cool. And of course Little Big Planet 2, which
ruling consciousness and inventive creativity. All the things we adore about you.
So Little Big Planet to start up.
There was a masterpiece
Fantastic.
that could be enhanced.
we were watching. Anything with Stephen Fry, I think, is awesome. What I did pick up was PlayStation All Stars Battle Royale.
Fast forward this.
Whether it's a welcoming palace or a home sweet hovel, you'll know.
Just like to see some fighting.
Yeah, oh, come on. It's unbelievable you still have to wait for loading times on cartridges.
Yeah. Well, it's still flash memory, isn't it? So,
Danger lurking. Ready? Fight!
I know you're not really into this thing, are you?
Pick it up if it's cheap. I'd like to,
It was $5. I thought, well, that's the other thing that I found out, that prices for the PS Vita pre-owned stuff, it's expensive.
Well, the PS Vita is a really powerful machine, and so you were going to pay the going rate. I think the going rate for a launch title is about $34.99, $29.99. Second-hand prices are literally £2 or £3. They're similar to second-hand prices of, let's say, PS3 game or Xbox 360 game, literally a couple of weeks after launch, and they stay there for a long time. Where I've looked at online, I've looked everywhere for cheap games, and I've not been able to find it. There's a few gems that I really do want to pick up. I mean, it's like Persona 4 Gold, and I'm really, really hoping to get hold of that, but it's 30 quid everywhere, and that's second-hand.
Yeah, I mean, I must admit, the difference between Sony and Microsoft is that games on the PSN network or PlayStation Plus or whatever it is, they are quite cheap. For I think Killzone was on there at £28, I think, which was less than I paid for it. Right, okay, the other one I got, which I'm surprised you don't have or don't want, is Sonic Racing. This is another one I picked up really cheap. It's okay, I've played it a couple of times. I'll wait till I've actually bored before I actually play that.
The thing is, if you can play it on a big telly, I'd rather play it on a big telly. So
I spend a lot of time in my car waiting for things.
yeah.
So, you know, I've actually sat in my car and watched a film on my phone once, but I'm not going to go into that.
If you're interested in candles, however, please contact the show.
Yeah. Super Monkey Puzzle Ball.
The only thing I will say about these Vita games is the loading. What is going on, Sony? I mean, Christ, 20-30 seconds a game. I thought we'd have got past the loading many years ago.
Yeah, it's a fun game. Picked it up really cheap. It's another one that's really cheap. Yeah, it's okay. Does what it says on the tin. Looks good. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy with. I mean, I was shocked actually playing Little Big Planet. The actual graphics, you know, the actual look of the game, they're well polished. And
I would honestly say that the graphics on the PS Vita, Killzone graphics are phenomenal. Facial animation is not up there with the best of games, but everything has blown me away. I honestly recommend this. The Argos offer at the moment, £139 for the 3G version, 8GB memory card, and the 2 games I've picked up is amazing. When this machine alone is $229 on its own. I was so umming and ahhing about it because I know Rich bought one, and I did have memories of getting one. And once I saw the offer, I was over there. I nearly made him watch the Star Wars special, but
so else I've
not quite that bad.
I've actually bought a lot of PlayStation 1 stuff to run on this, like Pandemonium 1 and 2, Destruction Derby.
The download side of it is brilliant. You got a good selection of PlayStation Vita, PSP titles. You got DLC content. You got PlayStation 1, but get a PlayStation Plus. Must have PlayStation Plus. Free, lots of free. Makes every other company look stupid. Apart from Sega.
No, I was happy with the actual PlayStation emulator side of it.
Yeah.
Crash Bandicoot as well. Love to sit and play that all day.
The thing I also noticed about mine is battery life. I mean, 4.5 hours playing the game the other day, and it only just come off. It only just started losing a little bit of green.
Yeah.
So I can't fault it there.
that's part of the joy of not having a disc drive as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Also, the OLED, which the screen is, uses up less power than what LCD does, because it doesn't need a backlight.
Yeah, I mean, we recommend, if you're getting a PlayStation, we know for a fact, Sony have actually said that they are discontinuing this model to be replaced. I mean, that's Japan, we don't know about American Europe, but it's pretty obvious what's going to happen. Why are all these offers for the PlayStation becoming so cheap? The PlayStation Vita, Model 2 coming out, it's an inferior screen. It might be lighter, you know, it's the 2DS of the Vitas, I would say. You want to get this now. One thing I do believe is Sony's as Sony's gone on, their hardware changes have been questionable. The biggest question I make is from the PlayStation 3 Slim to the Super Slim. Why? So I kind of think that's what's happening this way. These will disappear off the shelves, and the people that have got these will be the ones who appreciate it for the best experience. It just feels. Yeah, quality. Yeah, so much quality.
It does. I mean, these won't be around for too much longer. I mean, I see a lot of these in shops, but people will buy them up because they'll be cheap, relatively cheap. But I think, yeah, definitely better. This one's the best one out of the lot. And
with the whole PS4 compatibility thing going to be sort of happening,
Futuristic PS4 controller, you know. Yeah. So overall, I would highly recommend it. In review status, I would say I look down on it a bit low because I'm not comfortable with handhelds. I want a pad, I want a big screen. But having said that, I love this machine. The experience I've had with Killzone, which I played through, and the experience I had with Uncharted, which I played through, was second to none. Normally, it takes a game, something special on the handheld for me to play, and those two are very, very special. And there's just so much to it. I mean, you know.
The only one thing I would advise people not to buy. I bought it because that's me. Call of Duty does not work on this.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called now.
Yeah. The old Call of Duty released before November 2013.
Yeah, it does not work on this at all. The controls are just not there. You know, it's not a proper game, Call of Duty game. So avoid that one, but the rest of it is worth having, I think.
So high praise. And our hardware, we call this a hardware semi-review. Must get. Cheap at the moment. Fantastic library. Obviously not as rich as the PSP library. There's a lot coming out. I've noticed that, especially for Tony, that the RPGs are definitely heading. They're either going to the PS Vita or they're going to the 3DS. But there is so much coming to this machine. It's something that's not going to disappear as well, because we know with the PlayStation 4 coming out, Sony can continue to support this. Lots of games.
Support it even more.
Support even more. It's because it's going to have more interactivity. They're going to include the streaming service, which is for PlayStation 3 games, PlayStation 4 games, and PlayStation Vita. So you know this is going to be around for a long time. So purchase now whilst they're cheap. Is my advice.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. So on the PS Vita, thumbs
Thumbs
up.
up.
It really counts.
It's Sega, what do you expect? Well, it's Sumo Digital. Why the fuck did you change it? The first one was so good. Give us the control of the first one in the second one.